Jane's on holiday. And the others will be missing because they didn't expect the training to be tonight. So good evening everybody, and welcome to our System for Success webinar. And as you can see at the top, I have got Master the Retail. The theme continues. We chatted about this at the training last week, but I've been really thinking about this. Our business was built on catalogue retail. The online side is a massive, massive, exciting additional extra that we have. So what I wanted to do today is to chat to you, and I know that a lot of the people on tonight are actually very effective and have good solid customer bases, but I'm going to talk to you and assume that there's some people out there that don't have a good customer base, and it's something that we need to work on. We do have the simplest, most effective retail in the multi-level marketing industry. We have thousands of products that we actually don't have to physically sell. Now by that I mean these products sell themselves. You don't need sales skills, you don't need to have any glib chat. People buy for the page or they buy for your web page. And we don't have a set market like beauty or skincare or lovely mattresses. We can actually sell our products to anyone and everybody. Everybody buys our products. We don't have to learn about skin types. We don't have to learn about nutrition or master any of the products. And we don't have to sponsor our friends to buy the products in order to build a business, because that's how a lot of networks are built. Their friends join as a customer, and that's how they move their products. But we can offer them a great opportunity to make money. So basically with this business, there's no skills required, thousands of low-cost products that sell for the page. Anyone can duplicate what you do, but you have to do it. And that's what I wanted to chat to you about today. And I will say, you've seen this before a million times, but what I will say is most of the people on tonight have got a very good, strong customer base. And if you do have a good customer base, I want you to look at this training as a teacher, as how do we teach our new people who are coming into the business to make money from the catalogues and from the online. And we use our checks to show the business. We show the checks to friends and families, strangers. For example, your first bonus check may be £220. This part-time income attracts many people to the business, but can you show your new distributor how to earn this amount and more every month, every period? Do you earn that first bonus check or more every month from your retail? And if not, that's got to be your first goal. You need to master the retail. You need to know it to show it, is how I like to say it, but you need to do it to teach it, and how to teach your team to be consistent. So know it to show it is what I like to say. And we did cover a little bit about the online last week, but the online can take time. And we are going to be putting a lot of time and trainings into the online, because I really don't think that we have got that to the best of its ability. I don't think we've got our shop and using it as well as we could. And what I have noticed, and this is something I will point out before I continue with my training, I have noticed that my activities, I haven't done anything on the selling side posting for a few weeks due to the fact that I'm doing other things, trainings, meetings, what have you, building the business. But I am still getting sales on a weekly basis from the last time I did my activities, and I will promise you I'm going back to doing my daily activities. It's just been circumstances that have me stopping doing, but this is on the external groups. So I'm selling products on the external groups for posts that were done weeks ago. But the online can take time and it needs daily activities. So tonight, I'm going to talk about the catalogue side. Now, we do know already that new people get immediate sales from friends and family, but do they actually give them a book every 5 weeks? Are you giving these first customers you went to, and I won't put a name to you, any of you, but you think back to these first customers you went to when you got your first 5 books. Do you go back to them every 5 weeks? 50 books. That's what most people get if they don't start with 250. They're waiting on their 50 free books for their first £150 worth of sales. What I'm going to chat to you about is trying to steer people in the direction of more books. It is important to point out, it's important to place the books. If you've got a new person starting with 50 books, or they're starting with a 5-book kit and they're getting their first 50 books when they process their £150, these books need to be placed for best result, and they need to be left for only a day. But this is what I want to talk about. Something I think that has been diluted perhaps is the power of the catalogue, because of the power of online. Online is fabulous, and people are hitting these bonus levels, the welcome rewards in their early days, a lot of it with online and a few books. However, if we go on to the catalogue side of it, I'm going to have a chat to you about how a difference in the income that can make. So why not encourage people, when they're getting 50 free books, to use the retail profit to purchase another 50 free books? Show the benefits of the catalogue retail to their overall income. And what I will say, it'll become clear to you that the catalogue retail is a side that we know exactly how to go out there and make 200 or 300 quid in your first few weeks in the business. And you can do that online. But to maintain that online, you have to maintain the consistent activity. And more common online is people gradually building up to 100, 150, 200 on a weekly basis. It takes time to build. So door to door with the catalogues. It's tried and proven and tested system that definitely works. It's 90% of Clooney's entire turnover to date. So don't underestimate the catalogues. And what I want to ask you, because I know that most people who are watching tonight and who will possibly watch the video are sponsoring or looking for people, are we offering the catalogue opportunity kit to potential new distributors, or are we just going for the easier option of the £25 online kit? Yep, it's easy to get them started with £25 online kit, but you know you can get started for £25 and get 250 catalogues. Yes, it may cost you a little bit more, and if you don't know how that works, it's a £25 deposit and it'll be 3 further payments of £45. So it works out more. I think it works out, I think I've said the price is wrong. Kate will remind me at the end. I know it's 99 the cash price, and if you pay up, it comes to a total of 165. Now, if you get started with 250 books, you will earn...
Can I just interrupt you a wee second, Lynn? Can I just interrupt you a wee second? At the moment, the instalment kit is one instalment of £25 and 2 further instalments of £50. So it's 125 in the instalment plan, or 99.
That's even better. Is that new? Is that a special offer?
That's been on the go for a while. I checked it. I sent somebody a catalogue registration link a couple of weeks ago, and I checked it. It's definitely true at the moment.
I think it's
so still better at the £99 up front, but you can still do instalments. But that's what it is.
Thanks for interrupting me, Kate. I'm glad you did.
I shall remute. Thank you.
My memory was back to when it was £165, which is where clearly I did say at the beginning of this meeting that my memory's terrible at the minute. But I'm doing a negative affirmation on my memory, so I'm going to start saying I've got a brilliant memory and I never forget things. So, that's even better. So what we're talking about, if you spend £25 and get 250 books, you will earn more than £250 for these 250 books if you follow the system. So it's a clear profit at 200 because you take £50 for that first month's earnings. That goes towards your instalment payment and you've still got 200 profit. Take away 25 for your startup and you're at £175 profit, plus the sales that you get for friends and family, plus the sales that you get online. Can you see where I'm coming from? I may be wrong, but I don't think all of us are offering that catalogue opportunity kit to every potential new distributor. Now, don't get me wrong, some people join for online only. I would still recommend to try and build up a small customer base and steer them in that direction, unless, like Matthew, for health reasons, they're unable to go out with the catalogues. The main objective for a new person is to make money. That's the main objective. And yes, we can make money online. We can make it with the 5 books that we get with our kit, and then we get our 50 free books, and we can build it from there. But you make a lot more money a lot quicker if your person gets 250 books instead of waiting a week or 5 days to get 50. Does that make sense? We know if they follow the system over a 15-week cycle, they'll easily earn an average of £250 per period while building a strong customer base, which pays dividends for years to come. These customers that we build up in these early stages are customers, many of them, for as long as we're retailing in the business. So to me, no matter what source the lead is, no matter who inquired, I think you're doing yourself an injustice if you don't try and encourage them to get door to door with the catalogues as well. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to suit everybody. But the other side of the coin is, when we do bring people into business, we do have to explain to them that they are going to work hard in the early stages for a little profit. Whether that's building up their online customer base or a door-to-door customer base, if you're working with 200 or 300 books twice a week to build up that customer base, you're working pretty hard, but it's going to be worth it. And maybe, dare I say it, maybe this is something that we need to put a little bit reality in when we're speaking to people about the business, to let them know that this is not get rich quick. It's a simple business and it's easy to do, and it's also easy not to do. But in the early stages, if you want to make that 200 or 300 quid and get a or plus on a very, very part-time basis, you do have to put the work in. So I'm suggesting, it's only a suggestion, but you've nothing to lose by explaining to them how the catalogues work and how the profit works. Encourage people to get that 250 book kit, or at least to purchase some extra books with their profit. Let them know it takes time and effort to build a strong customer base, and if they join with the online kit, show them the benefits of working with the books, but show them a proper way to use those 50 books, to use the next 100 free books and the further 100 free books and any that they purchase if they follow your advice, how to go from 5 books to 50 books to 150 books, how to build that customer base. The more they will earn more in the long run if they have a good, strong customer base, and they'll have that within 15 weeks. But they need to put the work, the time and the effort in for those 15 weeks to gain a foundation to work on. And what I've done is I've extracted just a little bit from our normal retail training. This is a wee different training I put together tonight, simply because we know There's loads of trainings out there how to prep your books, how to keep your records, how to plan your route, everything like that. But the most important part of the training is showing people how retailing really does tick. Most people look at the catalogues, and this is how I talk to people when I'm getting them started, because the biggest negative is when somebody's new in the business, they'll say, hardly anybody looked at it, or I didn't get very many people buying, or they totally look at the results. This is normal. Most people don't look at the catalogue, or they're not interested. That's not a problem. We are looking and teaching our new people how to find the lookers and the buyers. Many people who look eventually don't buy. That's okay. We'll give them a book again, and we'll give them a book again, and they still don't buy. We simply cross them off, because we're looking for this percentage, this small wee percentage, who will eventually become your customers. Now, if you know what the expectations are, believe it or not, it makes it really, really easy for them. The important factors with retailing is to plan everything, and this is the message that we need to get across. When the books are going out, how many are going out? When the books come in, how many came in? Oops, didn't mean to do that. Oh dear, I always make some kind of mistake when I'm doing the live training. When the books came back in, how many did you collect? Callbacks, when you're going for them, preferably the next day, when you're going for your final callback. You're going to lose books. Your new team member's going to lose books. It's actually a fact of the business. And remember, it's either welcome rewards or retail profit that we use, not our own money, retail profit that you replace your books with. And if you're earning 250 to 250 above from your retail in the early stages, it's still a good gross profit if you buy a retail pack or two. But because of the welcome rewards, people don't really have to purchase as many books as what they used to. I think it's people who are starting on the 5 books, going through the 50, get their 100 free, get their next 100 free. That's them that maybe have to reinvest at some point in some more books. Keep good records. Why? To make sure you're doing enough blooming books to hit your target. The thing is, people they don't count the books going out, they don't count the books coming in. So how do you know how you're going to hit your target? Just to make sure that you're consistent. I consistently want to do 200 books twice a week, 200 going out on a Friday. I'm going to pick them up on a Monday. I'm going to put another 200 out on Tuesday, and I'm going to pick them up on a Thursday. If I lose some books, I'm still going to put 200 out. That's an important factor. Go when you say you're going to go. Always use sorry I missed you slips, and always use thank you for your order. All of these little things get your name in front of your customer, but also lets them see exactly when you're going, exactly when you're coming back, and that you are totally reliable, because that's what they're looking for. So this I put in here. I still wanted to put this in here because I know, as I said, most of these tonight, but bear in mind this has been recorded for everybody else. Most of tonight, and many who are watching, have got a good, strong customer base. However, what I have found is not everybody is able to show their team how to exactly do what they have done. So hopefully this will help you to get your team out there with the catalogues. So what do we expect from a blanket drop? Well, we basically work on 5-week cycles, and we go to a customer 3 times. Some people go more. I prefer to give them 3 shots, and you'll see what I mean, because I will do blanket drops in the future to catch other customers. So if you're putting catalogues through letterboxes, an average of 1 in 10 will buy, and the average order will be a tenner. So if you pick up 100 books, you should have £100. That is 100 books collected. Now that won't be 10 orders at a tenner. It might be 1 at 15, 1 at 25, 1 at 5, 1 at 4, but usually it works out £1 a book collected. Catalogues placed in hands, what do they mean by that? If you knock on the door and hand the book, it does generally generate £2 per book collected. However, you have had to knock on more doors to get your books out, so we find that the average works out more or less the same. So it's a personal choice. But if you don't have a lot of books, knock the door and go back after 24 hours. Now the sales per book will slowly increase as we start to cross people off our customer base. So we do a 5-week cycle, and then we go back to the beginning. Whether you're working with 50 books every single day, or 100 books 3 times a week, or 150 twice or 3 times a week, it doesn't matter how many books you're working with. We do a 5-week cycle, and we give, as I say, people 3 or 4 chances. I give them 3. So when I go back to week 1, the only people I'm going to miss out are the people who didn't give me the book back, who lost it or said they didn't want one, or people who specifically say they don't want a book. The rest I'm going to give a book to. Whether they've looked at it or not looked at it, it doesn't matter. Oh, I'm ahead of what I was saying. I'm ahead of my training. This is what happens when you retail over and over again for 24 years. It's like you could do it in your sleep. But the start of your customer base is that second visit, because you're missing people out. But the third visit is where you're going to miss more people out, because if you go to the third visit and they haven't looked at your book, then I would recommend scoring them off. Some people may want to give them an extra shot. I give them 2 shots to have a look at it, and if they've not looked, I will score them off, which means the second time you go, you're going to around about half the people. So what does that mean to a new distributor? That means they're going to, instead of going to 400 houses a week, if they were doing 200 twice a week, to get £400 in sales, they just need to go to 200 houses to get approximately £400 in sales. So it's half the houses for more profit. Can you see how important it is to explain this to your new distributor when they get started with the catalogue retailing? Because this is the light at the end of the tunnel. If you're working with a lot of books, it's hard work. If you're doing a full-time job, or you're a full-time mother, or a full-time husband, housewife, but you're getting closer to your customer base, and it does get nearer that £2 a book collected. It's always uncollected, so don't forget your callbacks. And you will lose a small percentage, but if you use your slips, it'll be a small percentage. So after you get to the third visit, we're ready to cut out people who don't look, don't buy. In other words, you're only going to go to your customers. Now, I do know some people give 4 or 5 turns. I don't. I can pick up these people later on, because we do customer bases, a blanket drop quite often to top up our customer base, which is an important part of building a customer base. But we're talking about when we get new people started. So by the time we get to week 11 in their business, they're going to customers only. And as you all know, the people who have got a customer base, this is when it becomes a bit more fruitful. So instead of going to 100 houses and getting £100 in orders, you'll be going to 100 houses and getting around about £250 in orders. It works out £250 to £3 a book with a brand new customer base. But quite often, what I'm finding is these figures nowadays are a bit higher, but I'm basing it on that national average. You'll be able to fit all their 5 weeks of retailing. Now, this will be dependent on how many books they've been working with. If they've been working with 100 books twice a week, then they're not going to have the same amount of customers as if you were working with 200 books twice a week. but they're going to be able to condense these customers into the first 2 or 3 weeks if they're working a lot of books, which gives them week 4, 5 to go and blanket drop and get more customers, and then just continue till they get the amount of customers that they want. Now, do you know how many customers your new team member needs to hit that £1,000? Because that's the target that we've had since we started this business in 1992. And yes, we retailed more than the target. When we started the business in 1992, we recommend a minimum of £1,000 from the catalogues, because we know that people are going to be making money from that figure. So here we go. I'm just going to quickly show you what can happen if you're doing £1,000 catalogue retail. It's £210 retail profit, where volume profit is 60. It's an average income of 270. Now what I've done here is I've only took an average of 600 online. That's a target, £150 a week. Why? Because I know that people can easily achieve £150 a week online if they follow the system. And I will say that is minimum. It will grow from there. What happens with your catalogue retail is the same customers start to give you more sales. So you start to get more per book. So it will peak to a little bit higher than what you start with. And with the online, as you develop and grow it, we've got people retailing in Clunies £2,000 and £3,000 a period online. So just knowing how. But let's just say it's the basic, the £1,000 that we know everybody can do. Everybody can do that £1,000 that I've worked with. That gives a £210 profit. £600 for the K-Life. Let's say their online sales are only K-Life, so it's 15%. But if they're Clunies, that figure would of course rise to more than £90. But let's go at the bare minimum in £90. The volume profit between the catalogues and the K-Life would be £116. So there you have a profit of £416. It is not quite double, but it's not far away from double if you're only doing one. So what I would recommend is to, when you speak to prospects, is to chat to them more about the retail side of the business, because I happen to know that most people watching tonight will agree with me, because they've got successful retail customer bases with the catalogues, including people who started with online kit, which is what I wanted to chat about once I stop the share of the training. And that's the training finished, but we'll just have a wee chat about it. Thanks very much for your time, and you can unmute yourself.
Thank you very much, Lynn.
Yes, Lynn.
Thanks, Lynn.
And while you're on mute, Mary, were you laughing because somebody was chatting, or were you laughing at something else? I see you laughing. I'm getting pauses and delays because of my signal. Hello? Are you frozen?
You want us to share a wee bit about our customer base, Lynn?
In a second, I want to see if I can get people. Some people seem to be frozen, but in a wee second, David, yeah, that would be great. I wanted to, Mary and Kate have frozen. Right, Kate's moving now.
Still moving around.
I was trying to get.
Mary and Kate, can you hear Lynn?
Yep, yeah. Can hear her fine.
Can you hear me all right as well,
Okay.
Mary?
I can hear you, aye.
Because my screen's frozen. Right, it's quite, what I was wanting to ask, oh, there you're moving now, but it's something to do with my internet signal, is I do know, Mary, that you've got a good catalogue customer base, is that correct?
Yeah.
And you started with 50 catalogues, 5 catalogues, sorry.
I did.
Started with 5 catalogues.
5.
5. Is there any tips as a new person starting with 5 catalogues that you could give on the back of that training to how you got to your 5 catalogues up to your biggest retail being 13%, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I didn't have any friends and family to help me, I'm afraid. I had to go to doors.
That's actually good news from our training point of view.
What you saying, Lynn?
I said that's good news you didn't have friends and family to go from my training point of view tonight.
My friends and family weren't helping me.
Did Mary explain at the beginning of the Zoom call tonight, Liz, she's lost her voice?
No, I just didn't realise she had. Like, Kate, can you help her out here? Sorry. I didn't know if it was somebody. Oh, yay, Mary's lost her voice. I did, Mary.
It's a bit of a shame actually because she's going away on a road trip tomorrow for the weekend.
Oh, bless! I'll be back, Mary.
I think she's driving. She's end up down in Nottingham. She's starting off in the northeast and she's going down to Nottingham and back after the weekend. So she's got a big road trip planned and she can't speak at all. So she's struggling a wee bit this morning. I spoke to her.
Because that's a bit of a shame, but I'm glad you made it online, Mary. I know that Mary started with the 5 books, and I was quite pleased that she said I didn't have friends and family help me out, because that's right. I want to talk about the cold market in particular, so that you'll know how Mary built up her customer base for 5 books. Do you know how many customers you have, Mary?
Yep.
You can just take your fingers. 300 nods. Right, Kate, help me. She's got 300 nods.
She's going to lose her voice. We could have planned this and rehearsed it a wee bit.
So just benefiting people who are watching on video and who are watching tonight.
Yeah, but although, you know, Mary's very teachable, and she knew that the first target that she had in her business was to generate £150 worth of orders so that she could get her first 50 free catalogues. And she did that, and she was very, very persistent, and it did take her a couple of weeks to start building customers. It took her a couple of weeks online as well to generate her first order online and her first catalogue customers and stuff like that. But all of a sudden, the whoosh fairy just went whoosh, and off she went. And she did do her welcome reward in her first 60 days in the business, which meant that she got 250 free catalogues and her star award and stage recognition at the showcase in January there, which was fabulous, really. Very, very consistent start. And Mary works consistently and persistently all the time. She plans what she does. She's very, very focused, and I don't know whether it's her ex-military background or not, but she's very planner and very much goal-orientated. And she knows what she's going to do. She goes out and does come for high water. She's out there. She's exactly what she plans to do. And she's achieved several goals that she had at the beginning of her business already, which is fantastic.
Brilliant.
Including the new camera.
Can't speak right at all.
I missed that. Somebody said something.
What a shame she can't speak.
The night that we want her to be able to speak. However, she's laughing. She's killing herself laughing there. I don't know what. However, it's fair to say that I think that if somebody achieves that percentage using the free books, that they have been out these books on a pretty quickly, like every day type of thing. Would that be how Mary did it?
Mary learned very early on in the business.
Can you stop a wee
the
minute?
catalogue was the money in your own house.
Hang on, because they're having.
So they're always in someone else's house.
And they're not listening to a word we're saying. So could we stop the chat when we're actually talking, if you don't mind? Because everybody's laughing and we couldn't hear what Kate was saying.
This sounds a wee bit distorted now from my end, Lynn. I can't hear you too well either now. It sounded a wee bit coming and going a bit, but it might be your internet, you said, was not strong tonight.
Yeah, we're hearing exactly the same, Kate.
I can hear you fine, David. And I can see both of you fine, but Lynn, Lynn's screen's a wee bit distorted as well.
Yeah, we're getting exactly the same at this end with Lynn as well, but we can hear you okay.
Yeah.
Was the whole training like that?
No, actually, most of the training was fine, and your screen share was fine. But
I think
actually, your camera isn't great tonight. So.
No, all I was asking was if everybody was all killing themselves laughing because somebody was chatting away in chat, so I don't know what they were laughing at. But I just wanted you to repeat what you'd said because they were all laughing, Kate, so they couldn't hear you.
No, the chats all seem to be about people getting wet in the rain. And Mary doesn't care if it's wet in the rain.
Well, it was Mary said that she'd been wet in the last, like 5 days this week when she was out with her catalogues.
And then, of course,
That's
taking
what
in the wrong direction. I know what you guys are like, so ha ha ha. I know I've got you all sussed. And if Bianca and the screen wasn't frozen right now, they'd probably be killing themselves laughing. Right, try again, Kate.
I don't know what bit you missed, but basically what I was saying was that Mary was just working the system, and she knows that her catalogues will make more money for her in somebody else's house, so they're always out. She plans when she's putting them out, plans when she's pulling them in. She consistently follows them up. She has a great relationship with her customers, and she's got the makings of a really good base now, where she knows where people are going to be in for the delivery, and she knows which people she's going to have to go back to a couple of times for the catalogue, and she's just got a great relationship with her customers, very, very focused.
Brilliant. I'm not forgetting you, David. I'm wanting to cover the new people first.
Yeah, I've lost the training.
Is there anybody new who's online tonight that's built up a customer base? Sorry, I was talking over somebody, but it's because I can't see lips moving. Is there anybody new tonight? It's also like Mary, who's new. When I say new, I'm talking in the last few months, 6 months, a year. We're not who's started on an online kit, who now has catalogue customers. Anybody want to share? And if no, don't worry. I will pick you out next week and the next again and the next again until you talk. I'm very big to talk.
I think we have lost Dan.
I think Anna's screen's frozen at the minute.
Anne's got a nice strong retail base now from our catalogues as well as online.
Well, my screen Anne's frozen, but I usually have the screen's frozen. I can hear the voice if she speaks. Are you there?
I'm speaking. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, Alan. How are you?
I'm all right. I've only got about maybe 100 customers at the minute.
Right.
Customer base from the catalogues and some of them online. So it's a little bit slow that way, but some of them spend some nice money.
So they're good spenders.
Some of them are, yes. One woman buys every week.
Excellent. So
that's great.
Every week she buys something.
And do you give that lady a catalogue to hang on to, Anne, and then
she's very much online all the time. So she'll see something and can I have two of them or whatever.
All right, so she buys online more than from the catalogue.
Yeah.
Well done, Anne, and well done, Mary. Anybody else want to share anything before I get? The only thing I'll say, David's going to give some results for what happens when you get a good customer base. But the only other thing I wanted to point out is because a lot of people are starting online and building up customers. Something we've maybe never chatted about a lot in our trainings is how many customers are you looking for? How many catalogue customers are you looking for? And we always recommend that you're looking for minimum 50 customers a week. And I know some people work 4-week cycles, but I quite like a 5-week cycle so that I get the person at a different time each time. So if it's not payday this time, it might be payday next time. But to be honest with you, I don't think it really matters. I think it's whatever suits you, whatever you prefer. But I like a 5-week cycle. So if you've got a 5-week cycle, you want a minimum of 50 customers for that 5 weeks. If you get a £5 a book for a new customer base, then that would be 250, and that's what we want to teach the team to do the same. And David, David, I know you shared your wee successes. Would you like to share it with us tonight?
Yeah.
Of what a good customer base can give you?
Yeah, well, we started off blanket dropping and things like that with 250 books. We had actually built up a customer base of just under 600 customers at one point. And basically from that, we found there was customers only ordering every like 5th or 6th time we were going round. And it might only have been like a £5 or £10 order, but we persisted with it. And once my health started to deteriorate and things like that, we thought we would cut it back a bit to like the ones that ordered regularly. For the 6 customers that we had originally, we were only getting about £1,400 to £1,500 a period from that. And since, perfect example is this time, we've got it down to 64 customers now. We've delivered them over the last 10 days, as you've seen with the video, hopefully. Got 63 of them back in, and we've got just over £1,100 worth of orders.
Unbelievable.
From that 63 customers that we've got, but we've cut it back just due to health, and it was basically, we haven't seen much difference between doing the 400 or 500 customers to what we were doing, like to what we're doing now. But if I would say, just continue building and find your good customers and continue to build on them as well. Because we work the system the same way as what Lynn was saying. If we haven't looked at it 2 times, we knocked them off. If they've looked at it 3 times and hadn't ordered, we started to knock it off even with our customer base. And that's how we've got the customers down to what we have, and we've got to start to build on that again with blanket drops again and build up the customers to get that few more now as well.
Health allowing.
That's brilliant. That's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
So how did you establish has got customers that maybe buy twice a year or 3 times a year, but how did you decide who to keep in? Was it based on their average spend, or was it based on how often they or how did you cut it down?
It was how often. We had a few customers that only ordered at Christmas. We've got a note of them now, and the ones that only ordered
just go to them at Christmas.
We only just go to them at Christmas now. Yep. And we've got about 30 customers that only ever ordered at Christmas. So they only, so in total our customer base is about 100 customers, but we do 64 of them regularly. And what we do is, with it being a customer base, if they don't look at the catalogue like 3 times, then we strike them off. If they've looked at it 4 times and not ordered during that, but we note them separate. And at Christmas time, when we get the Christmas catalogue, when a lot of people do spend, we go for them at Christmas. But our regular weekly got it down, as I say, the 64 customers and make it the most profitable for us. And it's just basically working the system the same way as what we do for a blanket drop, as we work it exactly the same way with the customer base as well.
Yep. Well, that makes sense. If you're getting the same results from fewer catalogues, why wouldn't you? Of course. Yep.
Yeah.
What do you guys mean by blanket drop?
Delivering to every door.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Thanks for that question, Matthew. I can't see you now, but I can hear you. I seen one of the chat questions was present the book. Just means handing it to somebody as well. I heard somebody saying, what does present mean? And it just means knocking on the door and handing them. But that's a really good point that David made when talking there, is when we do build a customer base, we have to then maintain it. And you will get the one person that buys once and then they never buy again. They buy for every new thing the distributor that goes to the door. They'll buy for jeans. And there's some people like it only buy at Christmas or only buy twice a year. So what we mean by maintain it is to take them out maybe only go to them twice a year or go to them at Christmas, and then replace them with new customers by doing a blanket drop. And this is why people are getting figures like £10 per book, which is phenomenal, Kate. Have you ever known it to be like this? You were doing the business, the figures are getting higher and higher, aren't they, with the retail? Is it because is it because we get, you think, getting rid of the ones that maybe only buy periodically?
I mean, we do our base regularly, and we do cut it back, never as drastically as David's done, but you know, we think the same thing. We're probably getting you know, on average maybe about £10 a catalogue over our base that we use. So at the moment we're probably doing 300 to 400 customers a month, and we're usually getting between £2,500 and £3,000. But you know, but we do have, you know, as David says, we have people we only go to at Christmas. We've got people we only go to every second time. You know, once you've got a mature customer base, and you know, there's a couple of people that always keep a catalogue and just phone us and all that kind of thing. Or, you know, we've got one person that regularly emails us maybe 4 times a year. That usually emails us at 3 o'clock in the morning, but their order's usually £300 or £400. So it's you know, but we know we're never going to get a catalogue off them on the doorstep. So you know, we give them one every time the book changes and just leave it with them, and then they email us their massive orders 3 or 4 times a year.
That's brilliant.
So that saves us a lot of legwork, you know, because we're only going when we're up there anyway with a new catalogue, put it through. We know we've lost the book, but we haven't lost the book because we're going to get £300 or £400 orders from that one book.
I will point out, just for anybody else that's listening, that David has reduced his customer base so dramatically because he was very unwell, as in shouldn't even be doing the catalogues at all probably. So that was so he could still get out with them. Normally we wouldn't have reduced it so drastically, but he's still got an amazing result. So, hi Arslan, I never said hi to you guys because we're on late. And the screen's not moving at my end, are they moving at your end? I keep getting frozen. Oh, move!
Hi, Lynn.
Hi,
everybody.
Oh, you're a frozen when you talk, and then when you talk, it moves. Very screen froze like this.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
I was sure panicking, I was panicking. So everybody keep talking so I can see he's moving. I didn't panic when I seen Mary like this. So that's the training for tonight. Anybody got any questions on the retailer? Can you see, if you've not got a good, strong customer base, can you see the benefits of building a good, strong customer base and teaching your new people, your team to do the same? So what we're going to do is we're going to start a wee retail club. It's only going to be one little award, and me and Kate and Jane are going to think about what it is. But it's something that we can say when you get into this club, when you've hit a certain target. I was going to call it £1,000 club, but I think that's too low. Like Kate and Jane and I can have a chat about it. We're going to come up with something where we get awards and we get recognition. And so we can say you're in that club, and it's something for your new people to aim for. Do you know, like if we aim for the welcome rewards, if we get them, if we aim for the welcome rewards at the end of the month, we get them. If we aim for the cleanies, all these things that they put on, the star programs, everything, we get them. So now we're going to have a retail club. Because
I think we call it a 1K club.
Well, I was thinking 1K, but I wasn't sure if 1K was enough.
Well, it's enough to start with, isn't
it? I suppose it's good for, we'll have a wee chat about it behind closed doors, Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I was thinking the 1,000 or the 1K club, but that's what was in my mind. But then the other thing was at the back of my mind is the 1K is what we expect everybody. That's what we were.
That's right, because that's the plan we're showing you.
And because of the online side of it, that's been watered down a little bit unless you start with 250 books, and then you'll be aiming for that. I know you teach it, I know we teach it, but I just want to put it out there. If everybody was retailing £1,000 a month, you'd be making over £200 every every 4 weeks yourself just for your retail. Would that put a smile on your faces?
You've always got a smile on our faces, Lynn.
That's true, darling. You always have got wee pretty smiles, but the night you're having to talk or you're not moving from me, and I'm keeping panicking. I do apologise. It's not mine.
This is where everyone does that whole planking thing where they're just like, yeah. We're not actually frozen. We're just like.
Oh my God! You don't have to be in my team, but well, Mary, you enjoy your road trip tomorrow.
Have a lovely trip, Mary.
Yeah.
Buy an umbrella.
And you have to speak for me to see the screen moving. So if you're not in the 1,000 Club, and it's this will be just for catalogue retail. We'll have one for catalogue, one for online. Jane and Kate and I and all this gang can come up with something. I was going to see your grandson. Oh, lovely. Yay. I was clapping because you're going to see your grandson. Oh, lovely. That's it from Bianca. Oh. Is everybody's sound not working?
Yeah,
yes. What's good? Menopause. Mary, enjoy your grandson. Precious moments. We'll put
can I just say as well that the reason Mary's going a road trip this weekend is because she's got a big special birthday coming up.
Hey.
Oh, that's right.
Please wish Mary a very happy 30th for Sunday.
21.
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mary. Happy birthday to you.
I'm so mortified. Their screen's not moving, so I can't see what she's doing. Can you tell me what she's doing? Speak.
Smiling.
You got to speak or move, Mary, or just cough. It's because she's.
I can see her moving one. I think it's actually your technology that's not working tonight because I can see everybody.
If Mary makes a noise, if you make a noise, you move. While I've been on here, I just got an order for 2 items. Thanks for your help.
Well done, Matthew.
Matthew also was getting orders from his selling group while he was in hospital last week. So
that's right. I'm God, that's why I recognise them.
Well done.
Well done.
He looks so much better tonight, Matthew.
Yeah, doesn't he?
Didn't recognise him. Well, everybody, I'm sorry about the change of dates. It will not normally be changed. It was only because poor Lynn was sick and Jane and Kate were absent without leave. Can you take over? Can you just always remind me never eat onions? I'm allergic to them.
Oh.
Just say, we'll mind you when we're down in Birmingham, don't worry.
Keep reminding me, folks, that's all day. That's all day. This memory mine's brilliant. I'm putting the positive vibes now about my memory. Listen, thanks everybody for your time. Great to see you on. Thank you for your patience over the orders and over the webinar. Make sure you watch Tracy Payne's training for last night if you've not seen it. For Tuesday, rather, if you've not seen it. And we'll see you all next Wednesday webinar. Now, what I will say before you go, be prepared at each meeting. I will be wanting somebody to chat to me, like poor Mary lost her voice deliberately. She knew I was going to pick on her. You knew I was going to pick on you tonight. I think it's good for us all to do wee testimonials and join in. So we're going to be doing this every week. If there's something to share, so always be prepared. And let's go for the 1K Club. Who wants to be in the 1K Club?
Me.
You have to speak. Can I see your screen moving? Who wants to be in the 1K Club, Bianca and Ursula?
We do.
I hate this. I feel like
That's a big yes to Matthew as well.
going to stop the recording. This will be